I want to tell you the best news I've gotten in this entire year of 2020. 2020 has been a time where I so badly need good news. It's been a hard, very difficult year, and I'm already smiling. I can't contain myself. The XFL has been bought by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. And I didn't think it was going to happen. I didn't think there was hope that the XFL would ever come back. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and his business partner, Danny Garcia, and Redbird Capital have bought the XFL. They paid $15 million. What comes with that, I think, is a lot of debt, too, so I think they're going to pay up. They gave the people that have the rights to the XFL $15 million. I think as a result, they're going to have to pay a lot more to pay off some of the debts and the other stuff going on. This made me so happy. This made me so happy. So far in 2020, it's been a brutal year. And the 5 weeks of the XFL season, February, January, was it like, it's just all of February, like the first week of March, I believe. My point is that those 5 weeks we got XFL football were the best 5 weeks of 2020 for me, in my opinion. I loved covering the league. I had so much fun. I legitimately loved the side. The league was small. It was manageable. There were so many interesting storylines. And for me, it was all about player development. I love watching player development. I love the way the league works. And Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, if you're out there and you need help with media somehow, reach out to me. I would love to be the spokesperson for college football, or for the spokesperson for the XFL. The XFL is minor league football. And I hear from people often that say that one of the big problems with the XFL is and was that the players who do well are going to leave after 1 year. And that's correct. It's entirely true, except for the fact that it's a problem. Yeah, players are going to do well and leave. That doesn't mean that's a huge, massive issue. This is minor league football. The same thing happens in college basketball all the time. A player is well at Duke, and guess what? Zion, after 1 year at Duke, went to the NBA. You do well, and you succeed, and then you move on. And you can have a favorite franchise if you want in the XFL. Part of the fun for me is to see who's doing well. And then if you're doing well, I talked to Tom Grossi today. Tom Grossi is a Packers fan. He does a YouTube channel. Tom Grossi could look at the XFL and go, which receivers are doing really well in the XFL? Oh, this guy, and this guy. I really hope that one of these couple guys go to the Packers and make my team better. That's how you watch the XFL. You don't watch the XFL saying, this guy's the face of the franchise, he'll be here forever. You watch the XFL and go, I hope this guy does well and goes to the NFL and joins my team, the Chicago Bears, or the Minnesota Vikings, or the Seattle Seahawks, or the LA Chargers. You watch the XFL hoping that your team can pick up the players you're watching that are doing well. It's not a league where players stick around for very long, and that's totally okay. Players don't stick around very long in college football. They leave too. And I've got a playlist on YouTube it's just called the XFL, I believe. And I have an XFL playlist on YouTube. I have 72 videos about the XFL. I do not think I got the most views of anybody who made XFL content, but I am 100% sure I made the most XFL content. I loved it. I tried to make a video about every single team, every single week. I care about it. I'm very passionate about it. I think I made more XFL content when the season was going on than dedicated XFL YouTube channels, literally. And I loved it, by the way. I loved every single moment. I think it's so good for the National Football League, the NFL, the bigger league, to have a smaller league, minor league football like the XFL to exist. And I want it to come back. We need more football players getting more reps, developing positions, getting better, because it raises the overall quality and play for the entire sport. Having more players getting more reps, getting better, actually is going to make the NFL a better product as well. It's going to make every level of football better. And here's my dream for the XFL. When a player graduates from high school, you have to wait at least 3 years before the NFL will let you join. In fact, you have to wait exactly 3 years. The NFL will not let you join until you've been out of high school for 3 years, because you do not want 30-year-old grown men tackling 18-year-old football players. It's not a good look. And first reality is you don't want 18-year-old football players in the NFL. Because football players need to develop and get better before joining the NFL. And I really believe the NFL is right on that. They're doing the right thing. But I so hope that the XFL can give some guys graduating from high school an alternative to college football. Hey, you're really talented. You're one of the best people in the country. Well, you can go to blank university, not get paid, have to go to biology class and chemistry class every day. Or, hey, if you don't like college football, the XFL is a great alternative for athletes because you get paid. There's no classes. And for guys from some areas, you're not making NFL money. You're making less money than you would in the NFL. But you can't join the NFL anyway. And you'd probably, for some guys, I know I would be if I was playing the XFL, be making more money than you've ever been paid in your entire life. And it gives guys an opportunity to develop their skills and prepare for the NFL. So I am so grateful that The Rock bought the XFL. I have nothing against Vince McMahon. In fact, I'm grateful for him because he created something I love. But I've never watched the WWE at all. I've watched maybe a clip or two on YouTube, but it's not my thing. And I have no emotional connection to Vince McMahon other than he started a football league that I really care about. But The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, is a person I really like. I mean, does anybody not like Dwayne Johnson? Does anybody hate him? I don't think so. I love his movies. I love his personality. Follow him on Instagram. I think a lot of people do. And he was an athlete. He was a WWE superstar. He also played college football at Miami. So he can relate to the players in his league. As I think about it now, as I had an idea like, oh, Dwayne The Rock hit me up. I actually don't think I want to work for the XFL. I'd rather be independent. It'd be cool, like, oh yeah, I'd be propped up a little bit probably. But I know that like with Formula One, I have an easier time criticizing Formula One because I'm not just a Formula One person who covers only Formula One, right? Or if you don't work for the league, it's easier to be honest. And if the XFL ever is horribly screwed up and makes a bad mistake, if I don't work for them, it'll be easier for me to get away with criticizing them. So maybe I never want to work for the XFL just so that I know I'm being completely honest and trying to be unbiased. But I know that I'm a big fan of the XFL. I am so happy. And I want to remind people that when the XFL ended after 5 weeks, it was actually doing really well. People were watching. Fans were going. The games were good. The only reason why the XFL shut down was because of a global pandemic. They had to shut down. Half of the team in Seattle, my friends played on the Seattle Dragons. Half of the teams in Seattle had COVID-19 and they were sick as a dog. And it's not just Seattle that had that problem. Other teams in the XFL had players, a lot of their players, with coronavirus. I have friends who played in the league. I had inside sources. It was really cool. And I'm just so happy that the XFL has been given an opportunity to return. I really am. My prayers feel like they've been answered a little bit. I'm so excited for what's to come. Now, I do want to say that The Rock has an interesting challenge ahead of him. It seems like he's going to try to revive the XFL. And if I was The Rock and I had an investment firm backing me with a lot of money, simply for the sake of goodwill, if nothing else, I would go and make sure that all of the contracts that the XFL had were fulfilled. I would say, okay, did we pay Bob Stoops? Did we pay Oliver Luck? Did we pay Hal Mummy? Did we pay all the people involved with the XFL? Let's make sure we got everybody paid. Pep Hamilton was the coach of the DC Defenders. Did he get paid? He's now the coach of the Chargers, coaching quarterbacks, but I don't care. He's not going to work for us. Let's still make sure he gets paid, because what we want is for there to be a lot of goodwill in the football world about the XFL, not just with fans, but you want Bob Stoops to tell people he knows, yeah, the XFL with Dwayne The Rock Johnson, that dude's a good boss. That's a guy you want to work for. That's a league that does things well. They paid me. They went out of their way to pay me, make sure I got taken care of. Oliver Luck was brought back. Like, take care of people, and man, they are going to feel a lot better about you. They're going to feel a lot better about the XFL. If you serve people, they will fight hard for you, and they will spread the message about, wow, this dude, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, doing good stuff, working hard, takes care of people, takes care of his people. So guys, I got to say, I am beyond ecstatic. When I found out the XFL was coming back, Oh, yes. I was so happy. And even cooler is that this guy I care about, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who seems like he could actually do a great job with it, is he's running it. And he's like, I mean, some people have even said they'd want Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson to be president of the United States. He's that liked. And he seems like he's got that great a head on his shoulders. I don't know about that, but man, I'll tell you what, him running a football league I care deeply about, let's go. It's awesome. I'm happy. And I was ecstatic when I read the news.